Back to the Bean Apple. It is season 3 for us. Football is back. John, it is so good to see you. We have
Same here. Same here.
We've been in a little bit of a hiatus
Yes.
as of lately, but football's back and so are we. So you can count on that. Death, taxes, and us being here for football. I mean, just
Yes,
put it in the bank. It's going to happen. So, week 1 among us, September 11th. This is a big day, right, for most of us, except for the super young people who probably today feels like when our parents used to talk about like the moon landing or JFK, don't quite understand. But for us older guys, right, big day, emotional day, but it's gonna be fun, especially for my New York Jets. Very big game, home game against the Ravens.
I don't know about fun, but it's going to be a game for them.
I'm excited to get into that one a little bit here, but so we're going to talk about a couple of the games coming up. We're going to take a lot of fantasy questions. Speaking of, let me get the chat window open so you guys can get in and join us in the chats. I already see Travis is here. Morning, Travis.
Morning,
Yep, chat's open. Here's Jim joining us now.
Nice.
There's the man. All right, so chats are open. Alex, what's up? Get your questions in. Get your thoughts in. Winners, losers of the games. Any fantasy questions that you guys have. If you're stuck between one or two. The nice thing about week 1, there's not a lot of injuries. You're going with a lot of starters, but I know from my fantasy draft, John, you could tell me, and Jim, you could tell me what you guys think, but I ended up with a lot more starting caliber players than I thought I was going to. So I knew I kind of got in that situation where I got guys on the bench that I'm like, oh man, should he be plugged in or, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those, especially when you're looking at the flex and you're like, which one should I go with here? Because they'd be a starting player on most teams, but I got lucky and kind of like we were talking about, like I didn't jump at running back, so I was just like loading up on some wide receivers, and next thing I knew, I got like 3 or 4 or 5 starting receivers, and I'm like, shit, who do I start now? You know what I mean?
It's tough. It is tough.
Yeah. So let's see. So Alex has got a question right out the gate here. Biggest question I'm facing today: Matt Ryan or Russ? Let me know what you think. That's
so a
that's
lot
a
of
good
people,
one.
honestly, going to Seattle is not easy. I'm staying away from Denver this week. I truly am. I get it that Denver is on paper a lot better than Seattle, but do they really want Russell Wilson to destroy them the first week he comes back? I don't trust it. I think Matt Ryan's a safe bet against Houston. Houston's not scary. I think they'll put up some good garbage time points today, as far as like Dameon Pierce and Cooks and Mills. I would go Matt Ryan, to be quite honest with you, because I think they're going to control the game.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Jim?
Yeah, you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah, a little
Good.
loud. I can adjust that.
A little loud? All right, so I'll move back. Yeah, I think
you're good.
I agree with John. I think
we go.
Russell obviously wants to rip him apart, but I agree Seattle's tough to play in, and I think Matt Ryan is the better play there because the Texans. I mean, what are they really going to do today? I mean, and it's surprising. What are they? Only 7 points, I think. 7-point underdogs.
Yeah.
So I would have thought it would have been higher than that. Maybe they're not sure what to do yet because it's only week 1. But I think Matt Ryan should be more than fine today in Texas against the Texans.
All right, so that's a clean sweep because I agree. I would go with Ryan too, just because you know that offense is better too in Indy. So and they got Jonathan Taylor. So I mean. That's always your safety valve. I think Michael Pittman's going to go ballistic this year. Honestly, with Ryan there, I really, really like Michael Pittman Jr. a lot. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a massive game. Like DFS, I would throw him in a DFS lineup without any questions this week. I mean, I don't know what his price is, but I can't imagine it's up there.
5,500 on DraftKings.
55. That's a steal.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
there, because he could easily do 152 touchdowns against Houston today with Matt Ryan chucking the rock. So I like that. Russ, I think Russ will have a good game. He's going to want to have a good game, but I don't know what that team is going to do. I really don't. And like you said, Seattle's not an easy place. I think Seattle's going to be horrific this year, but I don't think they're going to. This is probably their Super Bowl, week 1. don't let
Yeah.
Russ
Don't
destroy
let
you.
Russ
Like,
destroy you. Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, it's the Geno Smith show for the rest of the year. This is all you've got. This is the game. So
Yep.
you
Yep.
got to win it. So yeah, I would go with Ryan, Alex. Lean on that one. I think that's a good play this week. Russ long term, absolutely, because of his legs and running ability, and that Denver offense is still going to be good, but you kind of want to see what that Denver offense is going to be. So,
Yeah.
yep,
Browns
That is
going against
true.
Baker. Yeah.
Yep.
yep.
I'll tell you, the Chargers.
Is it the Browns or is it
Vegas
the?
game should be a good game too.
Yes, I'm
Right?
upset that it looks like J.C. Jackson is going to miss the game.
Yes, he is.
Which that was one of their big defensive signings, but definitely I would have liked to see that game a lot more with him trying to shut Adams down and see what that was going to look like. But Adams is going to be running wild all over the place. That Vegas offense in general is going to be interesting to see how that's going to operate. Because John, I think we had talked about it on our show was Devontae Adams was so used to getting like 60% of the looks in Green Bay. And now he's got to split that up between Renfro and Darren Waller. Like, what's that going to look like? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be an interesting one this
Yeah.
week.
So we got a couple here.
Yeah.
Dak or Kyler.
For
Here-
today.
For today. So here's the thing with Arizona. You get Marquise Brown and you got Connor. So I still haven't seen if their tight end is in or out yet. What's
He
his
is
face? Help me
questionable. Ertz,
out. Ertz, yes.
Ertz
So
is questionable,
Ertz is questionable.
and
Moore is
Rondo
out.
Moore is out. So
Is out.
definitely.
So in Dak, is it much better with CeeDee Lamb and Schultz?
Right.
But
Gallup's
I think,
out.
yeah. I think you'll see more of Connor today in Arizona. That'd be my thought. I would start Dak personally. I don't know how these other guys think, but I would start Dak.
So I hate Dallas. I think everybody knows that.
You
But
don't say.
I think against Tampa Bay's defense, I think he'll struggle. Right. I mean, I love Vita Vea, and now they have Akeem Hicks too. Right. So I think I actually like, and I think Joe's probably going to be on my side here. Murray better today with these two.
Oh.
And
No,
I'm not a Murray
siding.
You
I
siding
know
with
you're
John?
not. I'm siding with John on this one. The fact that
Okay.
there's no Hopkins, and Moore is out. That just leaves Marquise Brown, who this is his first year in the offense. He's probably not completely comfortable. CeeDee Lamb is that's my man.
Your
That's my
boy,
man
yeah.
crush. He's taken over that role. He knows the system. I think he's going to get we're going back to DraftKings. Those are my two guys right there. I would force CeeDee Lamb into every lineup, and I would grab Michael Pittman as well, because I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be very, very hard to stop. His talent is undeniable, and I like the fact that he knows the offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Marquise Brown doesn't. No Hopkins, no Moore. I think, John, you're probably right. Against Kansas City, you're going to want to try and control the ground game and keep Mahomes off the field. So I think, yeah, that's going to go. I know it's an air raid offense. I don't even know if they're capable of focusing on a ground game. I don't know if that's in their repertoire, but yeah, I like Dak better in this one just because of the comfortability that he has with
Is that a word?
with CD. I don't know.
I made a little side note here. So at the end of the day, we'll take a look and see.
No, we have to do that every week.
I know. Well, for this one in
Absolutely.
particular,
Yeah.
I want to see who gave the better advice.
Okay.
That's the first one we have for the year. So
It
let's
is.
see
I like it.
where we
I
end
like
up.
it.
All right. So Tyler, I hope that helps. Colby, start Antonio Gibson or Melvin Gordon.
I'm saying Gibson. I mean, he's kind of the only game right now in town. There is a fourth. What's there? There's the rookies behind him.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Is it a rookie or is it JD? Who am I thinking of here? I'm sorry. I'm
McKissick?
all flabbergasted. Yeah, never mind. He's not with them. Hold on. Let's pull up a depth
No,
chart. real
it's
quick.
his show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Gibson's show.
It's Gibson's
JD
show right
McKissick.
now.
Yeah.
Yep. So JD McKissick's behind him. I don't know. I see Gibson all the way. I don't know if I trust that two-headed monster in Denver yet. You seen Melvin's counterpart, Mr. Williams, go pretty high. in home drafts, and I'm not buying it yet. I'm not buying it. There's a reason they brought back Melvin Gibson. So I would go Gibson personally.
Melvin Gordon, yeah.
Gordon.
Yeah, I think with the, I mean, anytime this is kind of clear for me. I'm agreeing with you, Antonio Gibson. It's his show. I don't not. I need to pull the schedule up. I don't remember who they're playing. They don't have a hard matchup, but
Washington, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Thank you. Against Jacksonville, I mean, I have him plugged in to one of my lineups as well, just because of that matchup. Like, I know Jacksonville spent a ton of money in the offseason trying to get better, and they overpaid for a lot of players to do that. But, John, like you said, when you suck, you have to overpay. So if they had to overpay, they're going to be a little bit better, but it's going to be Gibson and Gibson and Gibson. So take that all day, until we see Javonte Williams take over that role, take a 60-40, 70-30 split over Melvin Gordon. It's hard to really plug him in when you have a clear-cut number one. And I know it's Washington, but, man, Jacksonville, come on. You got to exploit that.
Wentz is terrible. And Kobe, honestly, that's the reason why I would go Gibson this week, because Robinson probably won't be playing till week 5. That's the whole reason why I'm going with Gibson. Now, you asked me week 5, and if Robinson's healthy and, you get JD there for possibly third down, passing situations, I may not go that route, but we'll know more by week 5 what's going on with Denver too.
Right. And you don't know what that offense is going to look like too. With Russ there now, they might even go to more of a passing offense as opposed to last year when they haven't had a quarterback there for the last couple of years. So it has been Melvin Gordon. So now that Russ is there, expect that balance to kind of come back to a passing game. And you're splitting reps between running backs. So that's going to be one that you really need to watch and see how that plays out. If somebody actually takes on the lead role there, if they keep a 50-50 split like they're talking about. Yeah. But yeah. All right. So, Jim, while we're waiting for more questions to come in here, what do you think about your Giants this year? We haven't really got to talk to you. I haven't seen you very much. I almost forgot what you looked like. But
I know it. It's been a while.
It has. So what do you think? Giants this year, I mean, last year it was all about Daniel Jones making that leap and being the future. I don't think you're as confident in that by looking at your face as you were last year. But what do you think? Saquon, Jones, is there any hope for the New York Football Giants?
Yeah, I don't have them as last year. I thought they could win the division. Come on, Colby. Come on.
Colby, I'm with you, buddy. Giants.
Take it easy.
I've been trying to steal these guys' money all week long, and they won't bite.
I mean, really, I look at Philly, and as much as I hate to say it, Philly on paper, I think has a great team. I mean, they are going to be tough if they can stay healthy. I have them today against Detroit, but Giants, it's really goes back to being healthy. I mean, so we just released Blake Martinez, right? He comes back. He looks like, he was a captain. He got hurt early in the year last year. They just release him. And I didn't see him come on with anybody else either. So I don't know if his knee is not right or he didn't fit into Martindale's defense or what. But no, I am. I mean, I'm a little bit, Aziz is out. And Kayvon got hurt in that stupid block that he had in the preseason. So they're both out with a knee and a calf. But it goes back to them being healthy. And, can DJ stay healthy all year? Can Saquon stay healthy all year? And then we can finally figure out if this is the guy or not. But, yeah, I'm not as optimistic. I mean, I hate to say that, I don't think Dallas is the front runner. I think Philly's the front runner. So I think it could be it's going to be Phillies to lose, not Dallas's for the first time in a couple of years. I think Zeke is kind of running out of juice, but I'm still rooting for the Giants every week. I mean, we got to open up at 4:25. I got to wait till 4:25 to kick off today. Right? It can't be a one. I just dropped my brother off. Hopefully he'll call in and we'll get some live from the parking lot or from when they change JETS for you. But yeah, I just dropped them off in the parking lot there and made it back. But.
Good. All right, so John, what do you
QB heavy? Yes, Alex, I know it. That's in that aspect, it's a good thing. If he does fall on his face and we get nowhere, and Tyrod Taylor's playing in week 3, then we go QB. Right?
Did you say if or when?
I said if.
Okay.
Ever the optimist.
I would use the word when. I would substitute when for if in that sentence. But,
Absolutely. Good morning, Dina. Good morning.
hi, Dana.
Yes.
Fins.
Oh.
You know what, Dana? I hate going to Miami worse than
opening the year.
just what it's probably 100 down there. They went down early in the week, and it's funny. Belichick caught so much flack for that, and I'm like, it's the right thing to do. I mean, if you can, why not? Because in the middle of the season, you can't do that. You're not traveling until Wednesday, Thursday at the earliest. So, I love that they did that. Whether or not it's going to help, I don't know.
I mean, it has to. New England in September or Miami in September. Right. I mean, the weather's it's off by a little bit. So, I mean, you got to get acclimated more than a day to that heat and humidity. Yeah. So, totally agree. I think that was a good call. But
Bills looked killer the other night, man.
Oh,
wow, that's a tough team right there, boy. That is a tough team. That should have been a lot worse. A lot worse than it could have been with the turnovers. But boy, I'll tell you what, Allen is if he doesn't win MVP this year and go to a Super Bowl, to me it's a failed season for Buffalo. It really is.
A good start. Very good start, man. That was impressive.
I'll tell you, Von Miller looks 10 years younger.
Oh my goodness!
Dancing around out there. I mean, what happened to him?
Yeah.
I mean, he was so excited to get after the Rams, man. He was dancing and really impressive. Buffalo was really impressive.
Yeah. If they don't win the Super Bowl, I don't know, Mark. I don't think you ever will. I don't think you ever will.
Yeah. This.
Hey,
it's a good start.
Real quick for Colby down there, I see. What's the Giants' record for this year?
God. Here we go.
9-8.
Come on. Come on.
Did you look at the schedule?
We can't start the year like this.
Look at the schedule.
Give a realistic win.
Look at the schedule.
Oh, man.
9-8.
Yes.
9-8.
You're welcome.
Look at the
welcome
schedule.
To make your prediction. You're welcome to make your own prediction.
Look at the schedule.
Colby just died. Colby just died.
Loss. Maybe win. Loss. Maybe win. Maybe win.
Stop it.
Loss.
Yeah. What are you looking at the Jets schedule?
Hold on. Honestly, I'll give them one.
I'm gonna say 4 to 5.
3, 4, 5 at the most.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let's put it this way: combined, New York teams will not have 12 wins this year. They won't. Somebody bet me right now. Come on, somebody else in New York bet me right now.
So wait, does that include Buffalo?
Okay, let me rephrase that.
I'll take the bet.
Excluding Buffalo. I don't consider Buffalo in New York. See, thank you. 9 wins. 9 wins, maybe. No way.
Man, I mean, I liked the Jets winning 11 there and the Giants winning 1, but
Jets winning 11 in what? 1969 when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh man, I hate your face. All right, so let's.
Who's the quarterback this week for the Jets?
It's the great Joe Flacco.
The great Joe Flacco.
Super Bowl MVP. Joe Flacco. It
doesn't get any better than Flacco starting the season as the quarterback.
Hey,
against Baltimore.
How great would it be to see him beat his old team, though?
That would be cool. Spread at 10.
So, all right, can we talk about the Jets a little bit here? I really want to talk about the Jets.
Let's talk about the Jets.
All right, so let's talk about this game a little bit. So, it's weird how, to me, like, the season swung so drastically. Like, the hype was ridiculous. Like, all the experts were bought in on the Jets having a great year and being one of the best draft, great free agency, supposed to swing, like, be one of the most improved teams this year, right? Like, that's what everybody was saying after the draft and free agency. And then Zach Wilson goes down for a couple games, and now they're the first pick in the draft. I don't know how. I don't know how this swing went from, the Jets were bad last year. The Jets improved greatly. The Jets are picking first in the draft because Zach Wilson's out for the first couple games of the season. I'm not really sure, like, how this. I don't know what their rating scale or their barometer, how that works on how they figure this out, but it's weird to me. So this week, I mean, the like Alex said, the The O-line situation is going to be, I don't think it's going to be that rough. You still have two really good guards in the middle. The center is okay. So the middle is all right. You're moving Noah Fant back. Noah Fant. Why do I always say that? George Fant back to the left side where he played. He was a top 10 left tackle last year when he played left tackle. He was not a very good right tackle, which is where they were moving him for Dwayne Brown and Becton. So they're moving him back to where he's strongest. And Uzama and Conklin are good tight ends that you can supplement to help out the right tackle there. So I don't think the offensive line is really in that bad of shape. I mean, Laken Tomlinson and Elijah Vera Tucker in the middle are really, really good guards. So I don't think the offensive line is going to be that bad. But what really concerns me, and nobody seems to be talking about this Ravens game, is the fact that they lost their left tackle and they're supplementing him with a right tackle that's played like 11 or 16 career snaps at left tackle. Lamar Jackson hasn't thrown a pass in a preseason game this year, and it's not like he's a 10-year seasoned vet like Aaron Rodgers. Like, not saying he's a bad quarterback, but this is year 5 for him. Like, he's not that guy, right? So he hasn't played at all. His left tackle is gone, and J.K. Dobbins isn't playing. So their running back is Gus Edwards.
Pick up Mike Davis, people. Pick up Mike Davis. He's super cheap right now. He's going to run all over that Jets defense.
So the defensive line is not hurt. So keep that in mind. So that Jets defensive line is going to be really good. So, and Carl Lawson is back with no left tackle. Like, Carl Lawson is going to have a really good game, I think, this week. But I don't know. Everybody's talking about the Ravens just blowing the Jets out, but there's a lot of factors there that could really change a lot of that stuff. And I don't know why that can't continue. He is betting huge on himself. I mean, he turned down a lot of money.
$250 million.
That's not enough, right?
I mean,
right. How much more do you need?
It was more guaranteed.
It was guaranteed, and I kind of don't blame him. If you're going to give Cleveland's, like I sent in that text the other day in our group text, Cleveland destroyed the quarterback market when they gave him $230 million guaranteed. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, they did. Right. They ruined it. So if I was Lamar, if I was all these quarterbacks coming up for a contract, I'd be asking for the same exact thing, especially for a guy who hasn't played football in 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, but look at Lamar's run. Look at Lamar's style is running, though. I mean, a running quarterback outside of Michael Vick, they don't last. So if you have a chance to make $100 million, I don't care, 250. If you have a chance, if somebody says, "Hey, $100 million guaranteed," you're a running quarterback. Your shelf life is limited. Like, take $100 million.
Yeah, and that's what's dangerous. That's what's dangerous now is he's gonna, just like Aaron Judge with the Yankees, right? He turned it down, and now look, he may break Gehrig's record.
Yeah,
Lamar's going to try and do this. Yep. Right, Lamar is going to try and do the same thing and go over and above, and then put himself at risk. If he starts running around for every little thing, and then like Mark's saying, gets hurt, now where are you? Now where are you?
Now he's RG3.
Devastating injury, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I'm going to bet that Lamar has an amazing season, and he's going to set the market. He is. He's going to stay healthy. I don't think he's going to put himself in a way where he's going to get blasted all season. We'll see how Bateman does. We'll see how Andrews does. And then we'll go from there. But, I mean, their running game will be fine. I mean, they're running back by committee anyways most of the time. So they got Mike Davis. They got, what's his name? Drake there, right?
Davis was terrible last year. Terrible.
Yeah, probably not the best. So, but I don't know. I would.
They've got Andrews. They have Andrews. That's about it. You don't know what they have with Bateman because he hasn't shown anything. They traded Marquise Brown. What, Devin Duvernay? They still have him? Like, what? Who do they have that's so good? Just Lamar, right? And I don't know. It's like I said, the Ravens hype is very high, and I don't really know why. I really don't. But we'll see.
They won, 9 games last year with the dismantled team, and not much changed on their defense. Their defense is amazing. I mean,
they got older, but
they did. But I mean, they had a fairly young team, anyways. Their passing game may have took a hit. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see how good Bateman
Their
is.
their
Bateman
defense should still be good again. I don't
Absolutely.
see that. I don't see that coming down. But the offense definitely didn't get better, and we'll see what we don't even know
Lamar's
what
back,
Dobbins. Yeah, he's back, but
right there,
I
you're
mean,
better.
we'll see.
You know what I mean? I
But you
hate to say it, but you're better.
but you trade your number one wide receiver away, so that's one of
What's up,
those like,
Beast?
yeah, I don't know. What's up, Shaney? How you doing?
Shaney.
All right, so that's the Jets. I think the Jets have a chance today. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's going to be this massive blowout. I think if the defensive line can get to Lamar and can contain him, the Jets have a chance. I'm really interested to see what Joe Flacco is going to do against his former team, though. It's going to be fun to watch. It's fun to watch those guys go up against their old teams. The only teams he hasn't beaten in the NFL is the Seahawks and the Ravens, which is kind of crazy. I didn't know he had beaten that many teams.
He's beaten every other team.
Every other team except for Seattle
Wow.
and Ravens. So
I didn't realize that.
yeah, I didn't think that either because I remember when Favre did it and it was like a big deal that he had beaten every team in the league and it was almost unheard of, and I didn't realize he was that close. Flacco was that close to doing the same thing. So, oh, Shaney's here. So, why did I say good morning to him? Anyway, so let's talk about you real quick, John. Let's talk about the Patriots going down there. I mean, is this the are we going to see the Tua show? What do you think?
So let's face it. The Patriots' record in New England, even when we had, I mean, down in Miami when we traveled down there, isn't great. So I'm not that excited about starting the year off in Miami. But is it going to be the Tua show? It has to be. They didn't bring in Hill for nothing. So obviously they're going to try and work him in it. Between him and Waddle, man, that's a lot of speed on each side. That's a lot of speed on each side. Haven't heard much of Gesicki. In fact, everything I've read about, their whole tight end situation is blocking. So that tells me they want to give Tua more time. Tua does get rid of the ball quick. I mean, you can't doubt that. They're going to have, a 3 or 4 headed monster in the running game. I think the Pats will play a lot of zone in the secondary because they're kind of forced to, which I don't definitely hate. But like Shady said, it's a franchise problem going down there. I don't feel great because of the last 8 or 10, and it doesn't matter who the team is. It doesn't matter who the offensive coordinator is. It doesn't matter who the running backs are. It's hard to play down there. We had him a few years ago, and Gronk's on special teams, and he missed a tackle. Why Gronk was on special teams, I'll never know. I don't get it. But that was the last time we kind of had a chance. So don't feel great about this game because of the history, but at the same time, it is week 1. Anything can happen. And they've been down there all week, why Belichick, like I said earlier, Belichick's getting shit for this. And to me, it's the smart move. He can't do it during the year because normally they're traveling on a Sunday night into Monday, and normally the earliest they leave is Thursday, Friday. So he's getting blasted up here for it because he's trying to get him, into the game, and everyone's like, oh, you can't get him into the game here. It has nothing to do with it. It all has to do with temperature. It's a smart move. And to me, any smart coach would do it. So,
right. So what do you think? So we haven't got to really do any of our previews or anything like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with the Patriots. Overall talk about, not having an offensive coordinator. You got, Joe Judge back there in some kind of weird role. Patricia's back, right?
Patricia,
and he's now talking about the offensive coordinator, which he's been running the defense for years, right?
Well, he's calling the offensive plays.
Right.
Yeah.
But what was he prior to?
Who's that?
Defense.
Yeah.
Defense.
Patricia. Yeah. He's been a defensive coordinator for how many
years?
He
went to be a head coach for 2-3 years in Detroit. That didn't work out. It doesn't work out for anybody in Detroit. So
right.
Can't really blame him because let's face it.
Nobody from the Belichick tree can coach as a head coach. I mean, that's just. I think we should just put that. Teams should just stop. Just stop interviewing Belichick disciples because it's documented very well. Stick with Parcells.
I kind of look where they go.
Nobody's had success. No
Yeah, but where
one.
did they go? They went to terrible teams.
Everywhere. But well, that's who's hiring coaches. But
I know, but when you go to a terrible team, you get 2-3 years to change it, and then it goes downhill. But anyways,
yeah.
I
But
agree.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't either.
what's going on? The bigger question. There's
So-
from everything I've read, there's a lot of talk on who's running the team. They look dysfunctional. There's a lot of fighting in practices and like a very undisciplined Belichick team, which is unheard of. The draft was weird. Free agency was like non-existent. Like what is going on? And what do you
quite
think?
honestly, one person has been running the Patriots since he got there. That's Bill Belichick. We know that.
Yes.
It's kind of odd not naming a set coordinator or things like that. But I mean, I don't know. Does that bother me? I don't know. Watching some of the preseason games, it looked like it took, Mac and the boys to kind of get rolling. Every now and then there'd be a glimpse of good play. I know some of the team practices they had weren't too bad. From what I've read, of course, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you, but I'm expecting the same type of New England offense where the running game is going to have to set the tone, just like always, just like when Brady started. Well, we'll see if it's a sophomore slump or not. I don't know. Honestly, for the Pats and Mac to take that next step, I think Mac Jones needs to get to 30 touchdowns because that means that they are relying on him a little bit more to score some points. Yeah. And I think if you're just going to strictly run the ball, I don't know how well that's going to go. I don't know how far that will take you. I mean, we've seen last year it did get him into the playoffs. I like Devontae Parker if he can stay healthy. I actually like that move a lot. We have a lot of wide receivers on that team. No great ones. Nelson Aguilar looked actually pretty decent this year, and Bourne took a step back, which I was very high on Bourne. I really like Bourne a lot. I think you'll see a lot of Jacoby Myers still. I think Hunter Henry will be the red zone threat as he should, along with Devontae Parker, man. Parker's a big body right there. It's just he has to stay healthy. And I think you'll see Damian Harris gone after this year. Shaney and I were talking a couple weeks ago. This is going to be Stevenson's team in the next 2 years. So if you get a dynasty league or a keeper league, grab Stevenson high because I'm telling you right now, he's going to be the starting running back next year. And then with the kid they just drafted in the 4th round this year. So I think it's going to be Patriots as usual. We're going to get rid of some contracts next year. Aguilar's off the books. I think Smith is off the books as well. They're going to have quite a bit of money. But we'll see. That's why they didn't sign anybody this year. They didn't. How they have money, I don't know. I mean, they have the highest payroll wide receiver in the league, and there's not a Tyreek Hill or a receiver like that on the team. I wish we would, but
Right.
I think the Pats will be okay. I'm seeing 9-10 wins. Are they going to win the Super Bowl? Probably not. Are they going to go to the Super Bowl? Probably not. But let's see that next step. They're a young team, and honestly, I'd love to see Mac Jones get around 4,500 yards plus, 30 touchdowns, and keep it under and keep it under 15 interceptions. That's what I would like to see this year. Realistic.
Well, he ended the year on a downward trend.
He did,
and he didn't have a great preseason. So it's going to be definitely something to watch today to see how he comes out the gate, and that's not an easy place to start out down there in Miami. So, if he comes out and throws 3 interceptions and 120 yards, what is he thinking next week? You know what I mean?
Quite honestly, that wouldn't bother me because of where they are. I mean, honestly, I'm expecting a game like that because that's just the games even Brady had down there, man. And it's week 1. Everything's new. You talked about point spreads. Point spreads can't go crazy this week because nobody knows how these teams are going to play. You know what I mean? That's why you're seeing a lot of 3.5 and 5.5. And
the Jets are tied for the largest at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's 7 points. I
mean, that's nothing.
You're gonna have teams lose by 21 today.
Oh, absolutely you will. Absolutely. You will. But you can't bet like that because
no.
I mean, nobody knows.
You don't know.
And quite honestly, in DFS, think about it. Week 1's pure luck, man. Pure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know every week there's a lot of luck involved, but you look at every fantasy team. Week 1 is really lucky. really lucky. That's all it is. Then you start figuring out who's going to be who. And
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I mean, Cooper Kupp was dropping in some drafts to 6 and 7. And what did he do? What did he do the other night? What, 40-something points in PPR leagues or whatever it was?
No, that's
Jesus.
stupid.
Yeah.
He was clearly the first wide receiver off the board.
Yes.
Like
First
what people
player,
are
almost.
thinking is
I didn't
crazy.
pick him. I mean, I didn't pick him. I went with running backs instead. I went with Eckler and McCaffrey high. God rest my soul.
You always go in McCaffrey.
I can't get I can't get away from him, Jim. I can't. I'm addicted to him.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask you guys. Let's get back to fantasy a little bit here. Let me ask you guys. So here's one of my situations that I'm torn between. Okay, so I think I told you guys about this. So I did mostly auction drafts for mine because I don't like the fact that I can't get a player that I want. So I ended up with Burrow, CeeDee Lamb, and Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, and then it drops up. So I spent that's the bulk of my money went into that core right there. So now I'm stuck here with my running back situation where I need a little bit of help. I have Breece Hall, of course, who I had to go with, and my other option is Damian Harris. So they're both projected just around 9.5, 10 points. So it's off by fractions of a point. Less than 1/10 of a point in the projections. I'm kind of torn on which way to go with this. I don't know what the Patriots are going to do in Miami. I don't know if it's going to be Ramondre Stevenson. Should I stick with Hall and hope he gets a lot of catches and puts up PPR points? Like, what do you guys think? Right now I'm leaning Hall, mostly homerism, but also the PPR value. But I don't know. I feel like it's a split on both teams. So
right. I mean, you got Flacco too, right? So you're talking about Flacco. It is starting to rain here, and it's supposed to rain throughout the game. So that may have an effect on, slippery balls and and dropping passes. And New England. I mean, so what's New England?
New England's going to run the ball. Let's face it.
What's the weather down there? I don't know if my sister's still on.
I'm sure.
I know it's been raining there every day too. They've been getting storms like crazy down there, so I wonder if that's going to.
Just thinking like hot, humid, cramps,
so,
Miami
out quick.
Brian's saying Pats are going to run the ball. Yeah, I'm thinking
it's 89 degrees and sunny till 7 p.m. So,
and what,
Pats
90% humidity?
No, it's only 67% humidity down there right now.
Okay,
so it's actually cold. They're going to be cold down there. They're going to have the long sleeves on.
Heater carts on the bench.
Did you see that Miami's making the Pats wear their blue uniforms for the Heat?
Of course they are, for the Heat.
I mean, Miami's wearing their whites to reflect the heat. They're going to sweat you guys out with the blues. Oh man,
they don't have to. That's the thing. They don't even have to.
Just the little added. Yeah. So
full PPR.
So Joe, Jets or New England? That's what you're going down to, right?
That's what I'm going down to.
So you really want to root for a New England running back?
Quite honestly, I would go Damian Harris only because I'll
stick with Hall.
I just don't know how much love Hall's going to get, man. I mean,
that's what I'm worried about with Ramondre Stevenson too.
It's the same. It's a coin flip, I think.
I would go
just
with
root for the Jets.
I mean, you can.
How can you root? How can you'll be sick. Yeah. You'll be sick if Hall does anything. And
I know that's true. Yeah, I'd rather live with the regret than
right. That's what you've been doing your whole life.
That's true. All right, hey,
let's get about it later.
Let's get Trey's. Let's get Trey's question here. Full PPR flex. Thomas is playing. Damian Harris, who we're just talking about, or Jerry Jeudy. So for me, I like Michael Thomas a lot long term, but I would really need to see what he's going to do this week before I'm ready to go all in back on Michael Thomas, because you don't know if you're getting 2019 Michael Thomas or 2025 Michael Thomas. That doesn't exist anymore. Judy. So, I would say who's your other running backs compared to Damian Harris? But if your two running backs are clearly better than Harris, I would definitely go Jeudy in Seattle because, like we talked about earlier, Russ is going to want to make a statement. That relationship ended badly, and Russ is going to want to destroy them, and Jerry Jeudy is probably going to be a huge part in making that happen. So I like Jeudy as well as the flex. I think it's going to be really good.
Mixon and Zeke and my other ones. Yeah, I would go Jeudy. I'd go Jeudy.
Yep. Yeah, you can't put Harrison there. All right, Joe, Ramondre, Elliott, Mooney, 12-team PPR. Oh man,
I'm staying away from Chicago because that weather is brutal right now. I honestly I wouldn't go with anyone. Maybe a defense there, maybe like San Francisco's D, and that'd still be a tough one. I'm going either Ramondre or Elliott, and again, to me, it's a coin flip because I think both running backs are going to split. But they always keep saying, "Oh, we're going to run Zeke more. We're going to run Zeke more." I'd probably go Zeke there, and I'm a Patriot guy. I just don't know how many carries Ramondre is going to get, but he may be active in the passing game too. So, which you won't.
I don't like Zeke. I don't like Zeke there against Tampa Bay's defense, and I think Pollard will get a lot of it too. But
Pollard will. So
but you're talking 12 team here. I mean, so the other teams are not going to be great. I think you kind of have to go Zeke. He's the highest upside. I mean, he's got the
dog agrees.
He agrees.
Dog
it's Zeke.
agrees.
It's done. It's done.
Don't go that way.
Yeah, I would go Zeke, just best player there and the highest potential, and then Ramondre second. But I wouldn't even consider Mooney this week with what's going on there and
too much weather, man.
Yeah, so I'd definitely go a running back there. I would probably go Zeke first. I know Tampa's going to be tough, but Zeke also catches too. So might be a lot of dump offs if he's getting a lot of pressure, and that could be add up real quickly. And Ramondre is going to be more of the bowling ball type there. So he might sneak a couple of short touchdowns in, but Elliott's probably going to get a good number of catches as well to go
good
with
luck,
that. So,
Jovia.
yeah. Let's see. Duvernay, Claypool, or Myers? Oh, Mark. I would have to go Myers on this one. I don't know what you think, but
Jacoby Myers will get a lot of targets.
I would go Myers. I
don't trust Duvernay yet.
You don't like Claypool? Well, you got
not with their quarterback situation.
Too many hands in that offense right now. They're looking at Pickens as being the number 2 there.
Yeah, but you still got Trubisky. You can't trust Trubisky. They still have Deontay Johnson, and they're going to try and run the ball, which is going to be impossible with that offensive line. So I would go Jacoby. Mac likes him. So
Mac loves him.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. I got Zeke. Everyone underdog. Sammy's still a beast. Yeah. I mean, it's really just Pollard taking snaps from him that's killing him, and Pollard's absolutely crushing it. So, if you watched our preview our draft show, that was my big sleeper there was to get him. But we'll see. Good luck, Joe. Hopefully you win. Subscribe. Come back every week. Make sure you're getting all your advice because we very rarely miss. So, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out on Zeke and Murray Dak and Murray who was right.
That's right.
I can't wait for that one. So
me neither.
Yeah.
My phone will be blowing up. I'll be blowing up your phones later.
Right. So yeah, I mean, basically, Alex, you're talking about Chicago. Like, are you taking everybody? I don't. If you have Debo, are you playing Debo?
I mean, that's going to be
I would
getting hurricaned.
Yeah, you still sticking with Debo
in the slump?
I get Debo in one of my leagues. I have to because I'll use him as a running back too. I don't know. It's hard for me to take him out and put in a number 3 wide receiver. I'd rather take my chances that that's about the only player I can keep right now.
Right. And you got to hope he's not going to be fumbling the ball. That ball's going to be slick and wet.
Right. I mean, it's a tough call, but it's what else do I do? You know?
Yep.
All right, so let me swing this back to you guys because now that I said it, I got to thinking about it, and I do have Debo in a flex spot, which is crazy because I also have Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb as my 1-2 wide receivers.
And you have a dilemma?
Yeah, so
what's the dilemma?
So
Debo's
in my flex. Should I leave him in my flex? And here's my options. I have Breece Hall again, I have Damian Pierce, and I have Elijah Moore on the bench. Would you sub Would you sub Pierce, Hall, or Moore in for Debo, considering the weather that's going on there?
So I like Pierce this year, but is he a third? Is Burkhead going to take away the catches? Because they're going to be down. They're going to be down early, so they're going to have to pass. So
Right.
you probably won't see a lot of Pierce this week. That'd be my take on that. Deontaya Cooks, I'd take Cooks because just for the reason I just told Joe not to take Pierce, because they're going to have to pass the ball.
And Mark's saying Pierce. Delusional. I think Cooks for sure. I don't trust Trubisky at all. We talked about this as well, John, and before. Trubisky, why is he good all of a sudden? He was terrible in Chicago. He sat behind Josh Allen. Is Josh Allen now the quarterback whisperer? Like, spend a year with me and you'll be a starting quarterback in the league again? Like, no, he's terrible. The offensive line is terrible. Deontay Johnson's a very good wide receiver, but that team does not look good. So I don't trust it at all. I think Cooks
this is his chance, though, right? I mean, this is his chance.
It has
to show
it's
what he
his
can
only.
do. This is it. I mean, he's bounced around a little bit. He's got a chance now to take over for Ben, and hopefully he can do it. Trey Lance is starting.
Trey Lance is starting.
Yeah, but I 100%. I think Cooks is the guy, though.
Cooks.
He just puts up 1,000-yard seasons every year. Nobody even notices.
No one likes him. Everybody hates him.
They're going to be down, and he's going to get fed because.
And no one likes Davis Mills, right? But then all of a sudden, you look at his numbers, and it's
pretty decent.
It's not too bad.
Yeah,
right.
He's pretty decent.
Just dismiss him immediately, but you can't.
Yeah, now Cooks definitely. I mean, he'll probably catch 6-7 balls at least, because there's nobody else. So definitely delusional. Go with Cooks on that one, and let him just rack up garbage time for you today. And then it'll be Trey Lance, but God, man, what a way to start your career out, huh? Yeah, Trey Lance, running quarterback. How many balls is going to pop out of his hands today when he gets hit?
Yeah,
that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be really, really tough. Yeah. So guys, if you're watching, get your fantasy questions in. We've got 13 minutes left. It's crunch time as we're getting everything in. I'm checking now to see if there's any more updates for inactives.
That's what I'm doing too. Kittle is out this week. Just to let everyone know, Kittle is 100% out.
Yeah. He is inactive.
That's going to make even matters worse there. That's why, honestly, if you get Debo, I mean,
I guess you have to.
Yeah,
there's no one else.
I got him in a wide receiver slot because I got Connor in a flex. So I got a question for my team.
Okay.
So I got Dak, and I got Tom Brady on the same team. I got Tom Brady in like the 14th round. I had to take him. Who do I start today?
Do you have a wide receiver to pair them with?
So no. So
what is it, Dak or Brady?
Dak
and they're
or
both
Brady. And
they're both naked?
And they're both naked. So I have I got no wide receivers with them. So that has really nothing to do. Dak's predicted 23.3 in the league I'm in. It's a little bit different because we use 4-point touchdowns. And 24.4 for Brady.
Oh.
I mean, I have Brady in there only because Godwin is playing, Julio's healthy, and Mike Evans is playing. So Fournette's healthy, so I think that Tampa Bay offense is going to be the same. But it's funny. I'm drafting the quarterback I took in the 14th round over the guy I took in like the 8th. So it's just kind of funny.
Yeah. No, I think that's the right call this week.
Yeah. I think he's going to struggle against Tampa's defense. I think Dak is going to struggle. That's why I took Kyler in our first discussion.
Okay. I'm not saying. I hope you're right. I mean, I love Kyler, and I want to see him. I want to see him kill it. I don't like the injuries that's going on there in Arizona, and I don't know.
I get it.
We'll see how that one plays out. But I think you got to go Brady in that one.
Yeah.
I am.
And it's going to be hard to not go Brady unless Dallas is playing like the Giants or somebody like that, right? But But Alex,
the Jets, the Giants, or the Jets, or
no, we don't play them this year.
Good for you. I think we do. I think the Patriots do. Let me pull up the Pats schedule again.
So, Yeah, but also looking at the inactive, Marcus Peters for the Ravens is inactive as well, so that should help Joe Flacco out a little bit too. I like it.
I just
Let's
So you
see.
guys have an upset for today for week 1?
Oh,
Hey,
I like
while
that.
we're
That's a good
talking about
question.
that, hey,
That's a good question.
delusional. Who's your team there? I don't know if we know who he roots for, but
I don't know.
or she. I'm assuming it's a he, but it might be a she.
It's a spaceman. It's a
Yeah.
spaceman.
It could
So
be a space person.
upsets.
It's a space person.
True.
So I got
Sorry.
an upset, and you're gonna love it because it's
let's hear it.
Minnesota.
That's mine. Come on,
No,
Jim. Again?
hey, you asked me to go first.
Yes.
Min-
All right, I'm
Minnesota.
gonna pick a different team then, because mine was Minnesota over Green Bay.
Minnesota, Green Bay today.
You know, so this is probably my number 2 here. I'm going to go Jacksonville over Washington. Not that would be a great upset, but for the Jags to start 1-0, it's just not the norm. So where's Travis? I don't know if you're out there, brother, but I'm going. I'll take Jacksonville over the Washington Commanders in the ever so delusional Carson Wentz, who thinks he's still an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, so I'm looking at my Pro Football Pick'em rankings, and the 2 upsets that I picked, you guys just picked. So
Really?
the only other upset I have is the Jets over the Ravens. So I'll go with that one.
Second take.
Hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, so I think I picked the Jaguars as well to upset Washington, and I picked Minnesota to upset Green Bay. So and then of course I always pick my Jets until things get too bleak, and then I get realistic. But week 1, I'm holding out hope that the Jets can upset, so I'm going to go with that.
There he is.
Let's see.
Jacksonville today.
All right,
Ooh,
Smoke.
Alex, I like it. See, that's why I'm afraid of Denver, man. I'm staying away from Denver. Any Denver
All right.
players too.
What do you think about that? Smoke, Bateman or Julio PPR flex?
Oh, let's see that.
Kind of got to go
So-
Bateman there, right?
See, I'm going Julio because I think he's going to get some red zone looks, and so I don't think Julio's going to light the world up. There's my dog right there.
There he is.
Here, hold on a little second. Here, there's a little sergeant. Hold on, you can see him. That's my little guy right there, just hanging out.
Hey,
87.
Getting ready to watch football.
Getting ready to watch the Patriots with Daddy.
it's like shut that computer off. The game's coming on.
So you like Julio?
I like Julio because
There
I
we
think
go.
he's going to take the Gronk red zone, and Gronk did pretty damn well there when he was there. I just do.
Yeah. I think Bateman's just going to be fed heavily because there's not much more there. A lot of mouths to feed in Tampa.
True.
So I'm going to say Bateman just because of the lack of options that Lamar's going to have. And I'll be honest with you, like I told you guys in chat, the Jets defense, the number ones have not looked very good in preseason. Like the other number ones are walking down the field against them, which makes me very nervous going into this, but still holding out hope. It was just the preseason and they were playing vanilla and whatever. But yeah, I'm going to say Bateman. I don't know. You give it, Jim, you be the deciding factor.
Julio.
Okay, it's Julio. Write that
Better
one down.
quarterback. Better quarterback.
Right.
Write that one
I
down.
think
Let's
I
see.
think they're going to try and feature him a little bit. His first game there, I think they'll give him some love.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see who's right. All right, Cash, Kenyon Drake,
you
or Mike
gotta pick
Davis.
Good luck,
one.
Smokey,
Got to
good luck.
pick one. I got to go with Mike Davis only because he's been there. Don't hold me against this one, Cash. If it backfires, I just don't think Drake has been there long enough. That's what I would do, safety wise.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, but I think, oh man,
That's a
I
tough one.
can't even say Drake's the better running back. He had a good couple years in Arizona, but then
That's what I mean.
that was it. Mike Davis had one good year in Carolina, but looked terrible with the Falcons last year. And I mean, I know it was the Falcons, but Cordero Patterson was a wide receiver who looked great as a running back for the Falcons. So that's a really, really tough one. I would probably go with Davis as well, just like you said, for the fact that he at least knows the team a little bit better. And will probably get a little bit more love, but man, that's going to be tough. That's two very tough options, but I would go Davis as well.
And Colby, I'd say it's not Baker versus the Browns, it's McCaffrey versus the Browns. So I'm taking McCaffrey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Baker's you don't have to do much. Even Sam Darnold looked great
Damn
with
right he
McCaffrey.
did. First 3 games last year. What was Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
3-0.
First 3
3-0.
games, Sam Darnold looked like the next coming
Sure did.
of Tom Brady, and McCaffrey goes down, and boom, everything improved.
Yeah, Cash, that's not
That's
a
a
great
tough spot.
situation. Hopefully,
Yeah, that's-
the Jets, hopefully they open up against the Jets for you, not for Joe. And they start running the ball a whole lot more. You know what I mean? And Davis is part of that. Plus, it's week 1. He's going to have fresh legs week 1. If you're asking this in week 5, we're going to tell you better start hitting the waiver wire just a little bit better.
You might want to be scouring the waiver wires this week if that's your options, but you definitely keep an eye out. Someone's going down this week, so but yeah, hopefully it works out. I hope we're right, and well, actually, I don't, because I don't want to see either of them play well, but for your sake, I hope so. All right, here we go. Nick, what's up, brother? DJ Moore versus Cleveland or Deontay Johnson versus Cincy? I'm going DJ Moore on this one. Again, I have no trust in Trubisky, so I'm going DJ Moore.
I agree, because DJ Moore puts up 1,000 yards every year. He's another one like Brandon Cooks. He's just so quiet, and
Cincy's defense is still pretty good.
Real good. They got better, I think, and I don't think Cleveland's is as good. I mean, they got some good defensive backs, but honestly, as long as McCaffrey's having a good game, the linebackers will have to play up, and I think Moore will have his pretty good luck against the Browns secondary.
Yep. It's a sweep.
Yeah, sweep. Yeah. So hopefully that helps, Nick. Start him. Come back next week. Let us know. Let us know how much you won by. All right. So, and make sure you subscribe. So you don't subscribe. Hit that bell. Make sure that you get all the notifications when we're coming on every Sunday morning. Okay, I could start Naheem Himes.
So it is raining here. So Hines may be an option.
Yeah.
Hines and Taylor, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would go with Hines absolutely, because they were talking him up in Indy a lot, which was weird. But
I've been seeing a lot written about him. So
yeah, he's a pass catching guy. I don't know if the hype is real. I know John's face is saying that we're crazy, but the coaches were saying, don't sleep on him. He's going to be a part of this game. If he's the third down guy and it's a PPR and you're catching 6 balls, 6 balls out of your flex, that's good. 5, 6, 60 yards, maybe a touchdown. I mean, that wins out of the flex every single time. So
I guess I would agree with that too, because if Indy's up, are they really going to run Taylor 35 times?
Right.
No, you
Probably
think Matt
not.
Ryan, he'll use him, right? I think they will. I think Hines is a better pick there. Cash.
Yeah, I would go with that until you know what's going on in Baltimore for the running game. And plus it's Gus Edwards is going to be the number 1 anyway. So I would rather spell with Hines that you're actually going to get, you're going to get catches from. So at least you'll get that. So
good luck, Cash.
Yes, cool.
And I'll tell you what, it's the witching hour, and some
1
of
minute
us
to go.
have teams playing at 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
So,
I got to run downstairs when this is over.
Yeah,
so
I got to run downstairs as well.
Thanks for subbing, Cash. Welcome to the team.
Yeah,
appreciate it, brother. So best of luck, everyone. We got 1 minute to go. So if you haven't made your changes by now, you're probably too late. So best of luck. We're gonna wrap it up. Let's
Mac,
go.
we trust, baby.
Yeah.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Oh, I got my sauce jersey on. I didn't even get to show
Sauce
it off.
is gonna get sauce today.
No touchdowns
let's see what
continuing.
happens.
So all right. So
Good
we'll
luck
see you
today,
guys.
Alex. Good luck.
Yep, good luck,
Thanks for
guys.
coming on.
Best of luck to everyone. Best of luck to your teams. Crush it in fantasy. Come back next week. Tell us how you did. Always come back for advice. Come back and chat. And we had a great time. We'll see you guys again next week. Peace out.
Enjoy.
Dogs will let me know.
Later.